Once again, Moonlight Serenade, harmonic herald of the nation's finest dance music, gently insinuates itself upon your dancing consciousness, sending your way the music of Glenn Miller, leading exponent of the swing trombone and one of America's foremost arrangers, and his famous orchestra, playing in the smart setting of the Cafe Rouge of Hotel Pennsylvania in New York City. We think there's nothing quite so soul-satisfying musically, though frowned upon socially, as that sedate old dance form, the rag. Therefore, blessings on Mr. Miller for the Johnson rag.
Hey! Hey! Hey!
Gives words to Martin Block's swell new heartthrob on Fidelity. Faithful to you.
Faithful to you, though we have to part, for you'll always be the one in my heart. The dreams that we dream may never come true. I'll live with my dreams to you. Time after time, I've tried so hard to forget. Yet even with this broken heart, I'm so glad we met. No room in my heart for somebody new. So I'll always be faithful to you.
Three pennies and the services of Mr. Farley's very efficient organization qualify Marion Hutton to make the following statement. I just got a letter.
Got a letter, the sweetest little letter from my honey today. I opened up the letter, it made me feel much better. Here's what it had to say. It said I had a dream last night. I dreamed I held you awfully tight. Don't know how I'm missing you. I wish that I were kissing you. I just got a letter, the sweetest little letter from my honey today.
Amid the whir of windmills, the clatter of wooden shoes on cobblestone streets, and Glenn Miller's music. Romance in an Old Dutch Garden.
an old Dutch mill where the moon was dreaming on a distant hill. A smile danced by, it was then that I saw heaven in a pair of wooden shoes. In an old Dutch garden where the tulips grow, that's where first I whispered that I love you so. For my heart was blue till I gave it to an angel in a pair of wooden shoes. Then one sad day, when summer meets September, I sailed away from a thrill I will remember. In an old Dutch garden by an old Dutch mill, every day I pray that she'll be waiting still. For my heart will yearn until I return to heaven in a pair of wooden shoes.
Let joy reign unconfined. Let there be blue skies. Let there be sweet music. Let there be, I want to be happy. National Broadcasting Company is presenting music that America waits for with eager anticipation. The music of Glenn Miller, leading exponent of the swing trombone and one of America's foremost arrangers, playing in the smart Cafe Rouge of Hotel Pennsylvania in New York City. Now, though he be no man of the cloth, his benign expression, his gentle way, Mark Ray Eberly is the man to deliver the benediction, bless you.
Just when it seemed that heaven was not for me. Bless you for building a new dream. Just when my old dream crumbled so helplessly. In that vine-covered chapel on the hill, your face was a hymn that lingers still. So bless you, my darling, my angel. Heaven is mine, and life is divine with you.
Now, Marion Hutton and Tex Beneke are about to tell the saga of one of our national heroes, a man no one has ever seen, the nebulous little man who wasn't there.
I know there's something following me that I can't see. Someone sure laid an awful hex on me.
Hex on Tex, that's pretty far-fetched. Personally, I think you're just a little bit tense.
Well, if you'd have got a load of what I saw last night, you'd have passed a Yankee clipper on its maiden flight. And that's fast. Last night I saw up on the stairs a little man who wasn't there. He wasn't there again today. Oh, how I wish he'd go away.
When you came home last night at 2, the man was waiting there for you. But when you looked around the hall, you couldn't see him there at all.
Go away, go away. Don't you come back anymore.
Go away, go away. Please don't slam the door.
Last night I saw up on the stairs a little man who wasn't there. He wasn't there again today. Oh, how I wish he'd go away.
That's a fine story. Sure sounds great. But listen here, man. Let me put you straight.
All right.
Just remember this for the rest of your life. That was no little man. That was your loving wife.
The old
Last night I saw upon the stairs better pack his trunk and get.
Honey, baby, I'm nonplussed. You know I wasn't on the bus. Why I was safely tucked in bed. You saw that little man instead.
Go away, go away. I've heard that jive before. Go away, go away. Put your horn outside the door. Little man, you better scram.
It looks like I'm in an awful jam. And when you're in a jam, they say the only thing left to do is play.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you know, on each of his programs, Glenn Miller builds to one tremendous climax. Tonight's climax is a composition by an old and forgotten writer, a little-known composition perhaps to many of you, one known to raise blisters on asphalt at 30 paces. You may get a boot out of Tiger Egg. else could it be, ladies and gentlemen, but Glenn Miller, one of America's foremost arrangers, leading exponent of the swing trombone, playing Moonlight Serenade. As it heralds his program, so does it signify farewell. Glenn's been playing in the Cafe Rouge of Hotel Pennsylvania in New York City.